This is the Dodgers POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Dodgers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, hello and welcome to the Locked On Dodgers POSTCAST on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. This was not fun. It has not been fun for the last couple of days. I do not like watching these games. We kind of were hoping for a rout today, but not in this fashion. Somebody pointed out yesterday that it would be nice if the Dodgers took someone to the woodshed. Well, today the Nats took them to the woodshed, literally and figuratively, as James Wood hit 2 home runs to make it 8-0. The Dodgers have limped along ever since. I am Pete Fox, covering sports in LA since 2007 for ESPN LA and NBC Sports Radio. This one not officially over yet, but again, it's been over since the 4th inning. I guess the good news is that it's almost over and that Shohei Ohtani kept his 28-game on-base streak alive. That is really the highlight, other than Andy Pages hitting his first home run of the season. By the way, tonight's episode of the Locked On Dodgers POSTCAST brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $200 and $50 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet is a winner. So I've come to the conclusion, I said this yesterday kind of half in jest, but today I really feel more like it's a reality, that the Dodgers don't like playing in the cold. I mean, they're just soft. You know, we just look, you could look at them and tell that they were just like, ugh. They're all wearing parkas and hoodies and gloves, and the Nats are out there in short sleeves. I mean, you know, is it that obvious that the Dodgers are uncomfortable in the cold and the Nats are comfortable with it? They're used to it. I mean, it seems like it wouldn't be that big of a factor, but it clearly has been for the Dodgers. You know, my goal is not to sit here breaking down a game by making up excuses for the entirety of the show, but I mean, that feels like a reality for this team right now, dropping 4 of their last 5 in Philly and in DC, and especially the last couple nights in DC. They just haven't looked into it. They've just been like, it's cold. And you heard Joe talk about it multiple times, and I'm sure that's based on information that he's gotten from the players that, I mean, we all know if you've played any baseball at all, especially with wood bats, hitting is no fun in the cold. We get it. If you get jammed, it hurts. Your hands are ringing. You don't like it. It's awful. I get it. But why is it not a problem for the Nats? I mean, is it as simple as, look, they're the home team. They're comfortable in the cold. They are there more often than they're not. They get up at their house or their condo and it's cold, and they go to the ballpark where it's cold. And the Dodgers are like, we live in California, man. It's 78 today. So I don't know. It's unfortunate. You know, I guess it just comes with the territory this time of the season, right? We just have to turn the page and deal with it. And be glad that the series ends tomorrow. It's a day game. Maybe it'll be a little bit warmer. Hey, Alexa, what's the weather in Washington, D.C. tomorrow? So lots of sun with a high of 54 tomorrow. Tonight it was 40 and 45 at different times. It started out at 45 and then, cooled off as the night went on. So 55, 58 is a whole lot different than 45. Hopefully the Dodgers can find some energy with the sun shining and, being a getaway day, trying to save face on this trip, which has been abysmal. 1 win so far. Apt she just says Jesus. Yes, that's another good point. Apache says, oh, Apache, is that what it is? I know this game was set up as a write-off with the pitching matchup. True. With Wrobleski in there, Robo was good last year at times. I don't know that they absolutely came into this with like a write-off mentality, like whatever happens, happens. But it is unfortunate that the Dodgers are already dealing with injuries. I mean, I think that to me is one of the biggest stories that we're going to walk away from this game talking about. Even though losing 4 of 5 is a big story as well, I think the bigger story is the pitching staff is already dealing with injuries.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Yeah, Yamamoto was supposed to start today. He's not on the IL, but is dealing with some sort of arm injury issue, I believe. I think that's what I read. I put in Yamamoto injury update, and it gave me all of the injury updates from last year. And I'm like, wait, this is old. So I believe they said that he has some sort of arm problem, which is, I guess it's better to have that arm problem now than later on. Get it out of the way right now. But that's unfortunate. And then Blake Snell is on the IL as well. So and I don't know what the weight is on getting Ohtani on the mound. He's throwing bullpens. He's healthy. He's ready to go. I think we could use him. So it feels Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Landon Knack's going to start tomorrow. So he's throwing the javelin in the wind today at Nats Park. So I don't exactly know what is going on with his arm because the internet is not telling me. But I believe that he was scheduled to start today. There's just, it's not obvious information as to what's up with his situation, but him not pitching and Snell not pitching and Robo in there and Landon Knack pitching tomorrow, you're just kind of like, all right, this is not what we expected this early on in the season. It's very unfortunate to say the least, but the Dodgers had a tough time tonight. 5 pitches into the game, they were down 2-0. Robo just serving them up. Ohtani with an ugly K to start the game, struck out twice, did again manage a base hit to keep his on-base streak alive at 28, dating back to last season. Muncy, not normally a guy who swings at bad pitches, but he has been lately, and tonight was a really, really bad example of him just not being locked in. His so-called good eye has been very bad of late. 3 Ks today, did have 1 hit, batting 190, but just swinging at bad pitches up in the zone. It felt like all night long, the Dodgers just didn't care. They were just like, let's get this over with and get to tomorrow and then get the heck out of this cold and head back to the West. That's what it felt like. It's just like, we're soft. We don't like playing in the cold. We want to get home. And we know at the end of the day, we're going to be fine. We'll right the ship and the Nats are going to be bad, right? It's like, so what if the Nats beat us? They're a young team that is rebuilding. They've got something in this James Wood guy. He can definitely play. 3 home runs thus far in the series, 2 of them today. He was 3 for 3 today with 5 RBI. So that dude is the real deal. He is locked in. As far as the Dodgers go, I don't know that anybody was locked in. Pages did have 2 hits. So let's give him a round of applause for that and do this for Andy Pages.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
As he's the only guy on the team with multiple hits, it has to be Andy Pages. His first homer of the season, which had to feel good for him. 390-foot blast on a slider. Evidently, he's the only Dodger that can hit in the cold. He's not soft. His one-dimensional swing evidently is not affected by the wind. He can play in the cold. The Dodgers lose today 8-2. never a game. Like I said, they were down 2-0 after 5 pitches. They didn't have a shot in this one. It was over early, but we had to sit there and watch it anyway. We'll take the break and come back and talk about the turning point of this game. As if there was a turning point. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. Tonight's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are here, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. We got about 3 or 4 more to go in the regular season, and the playoff seeding is shaping up right now. When you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you'll get a $250 bonus if that first $5 bet wins. No pressure there. I love how FanDuel makes betting so easy, whether it's picking your favorite team or diving in on player props. It's all available for you there. So don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com and claim your $250 in bonus bets today. Tonight's episode also brought to you by Just Ingredients. When it comes to fueling your body, quality matters. That's why Just Ingredients is changing the game with clean, high-quality products designed to support better health and peak performance. Just Ingredients offers an NSF-certified line of protein powder, electrolytes, and pre-workout, along with creatine, all rigorously tested to ensure that they are free from substances banned by major athletic organization. Just Ingredients has also partnered with 2-time MVP Bryce Harper, who trusts their NSF certified sports line to fuel his training and recovery. Visit justingredients.us and use the code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. And for more wellness tips, follow at just.ingredients on Instagram. All right, Dodgers fall 8-2. Eric Flores has a comment on the turning point. Turning point was Max Muncy striking out on ball 4 in the second inning. Okay, we'll go with that. I was going to say it was after Wrobleski gave up a 2-run home run in the first inning, as it didn't feel like they had any shot in coming back. But we'll go with your turning point. I like it.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Yeah, Max Muncy had an opportunity there, and they had a little bit of a rally going, and the umpires were doing the Dodgers again no favors. And you know how I feel about human umpires and the lack of the robot umpire or the computer looking at the strike zone and telling us whether it's really a ball or a strike. We don't need to deal with missed balls and strikes call. But today there was 4, and that was Eric Karros pointed it out like in the 4th inning. He's like, I hate to harp on it, but I'm going to, because, these are not just a ball outside. He's like, some of these balls and strikes are 3 and 4 balls outside. So it's the state of affairs. It's where we are. We just have to deal with it, kind of bury our head, put our head in the sand, and hope that next year they come up with a better plan. It, like you would think, and you'd like to say that, hey, it works both ways. It goes against the Dodgers sometimes, and it also goes in their favor. It goes against the Nats sometimes, and it also goes in their favor. But it just doesn't feel like it lately. It feels like the Dodgers are behind the 8 ball with the umpires all the time. It also feels like, look, and it makes sense. The Dodgers are the favorite to win the World Series. They're the defending champs. Everyone has the Dodgers circled on their calendar. We get that. We understand that they're coming for the Dodgers. Everybody, right? This is the team you want to beat, rivalry or not. So the fact is that it feels like right now that the umpires are also in that category. Like, I'm going to make life really hard on the Dodgers. We've said it multiple times. I mean, I think there's been 1 or 2 games on this road trip anyway, where I've said, or I haven't had the feeling that I wanted to say something about bad calls by the umpire, right? Where the old adage about umpires is you never want to hear their name mentioned. You never want to hear them referred to, right? The best umpire is an invisible umpire, one that you don't even realize is there. He's just doing his job. And I don't feel like we've had that more than 1 or 2 games on this road trip. It feels like every night we're like, well, that was a bad call. That was a bad call. That was wrong. That was wrong. And even in spite of in Philly, you know, some of those stolen bases that they reviewed, I thought upon review they got it right, but you guys were like, nope, they still missed it. And it's hard to argue because, you know, they were tough bang bang calls, but it just really feels like the Dodgers have not had luck on their side, to be sure. They're struggling with a lot of things right now. Fortunately, I guess here's another bright side. Let's try to find a little bit of a silver lining today. No errors. All right. After Dodgers playing poor defense for a couple of games on this trip, tonight, no errors. Last night in the 6-4 loss, 2 errors and a wild pitch. Tonight, they were much cleaner. So I think that's something to be positive about coming away from this one. But the pitching, again, was just not up to par. I mean, it was rather abysmal when you get right down to it. And that cost him. Again, I felt like the turning point was the second they went down 2-0 in the third and then 5-0 at the end of 2. I felt like at that point, it was over. Shohei had already struck out twice, I believe, by then. Mookie did have a hit. Rojas a hit. Edman was 0 for. Teo had a hit. Conforto 0 for. Kike 1 for 3 with a home run. Good for Kike. I believe that's his 4th of the year. Did he get the average over 100? Yes, he did. He's now batting 111 with his 4th home run of the season. Max Muncy 1 for 4. Paz again, his first homer of the season, 2 for 3. And Matt Barnes, aka Sam, is 0 for 4. Still batting 0.0 on the season. Robo takes the loss, going 5, giving up all 8 runs on 8 hits. Did strike out 4, but walked 3. Kasperius went 2, gave up 2 runs while striking out 2, and then Garcia came in to finish it. Pitched the 9th inning, giving up just 1 hit. So there you have it. What is this about Shohei? Born and raised in cold weather. Interesting. I didn't know that. Well, he didn't look comfortable in it. You know, the old adage about extreme weather, one way or the other, whether it's hot or cold, the second you leave it, you're no longer used to it, right? I grew up in Palm Springs, California, where the summers are 120. I only live an hour and change away now. But in the summer at the hottest point, it only gets to about 100 here, you know, and people are like 100, 120. What's the big difference? I'm like, it is massive. It is a massive difference between 100 and 120. But the bottom line is the second you leave it, the second you move away from it, whether it's hot or cold, and you're somewhere where it's more mild and temperate, you're no longer used to the cold or the hot. So Shohei has been living in the perfect weather of Southern California for 6-7 years now. So he is definitely adapted and no longer used to the cold, along with the rest of his Dodger teammates who just don't look comfortable. They are soft, to say the least. Final today, 8-2, as the Dodgers have dropped 4 of their last 5. They wrap up the roadie tomorrow at 1 and then head back home to face the Cubs over the weekend. Landon Knack will get the start for the boys in blue tomorrow in the finale against Jake Irvin. We'll be right here on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel to break it down and give you some instant reaction when it is all over and done with. Don't forget to check out Jeff and Vince with the Locked On Daily Dodgers podcast. They will go more in depth to what's going on with the Dodgers right now. They do that Monday through Friday all year long. So make sure you check them out. The Locked On Daily Dodgers podcast with Jeff and Vince right here on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your comments. One final one here, which is something that we can just sleep on, I guess, because I don't want to get into this. The Dodgers are simply overrated. Too many easy outs in the lineup. Runs versus the Nats. Mighty staff. Okay. Yeah, you're wrong. But again, I don't want to get into it. It's early in the season. They're not overrated. Not everyone in baseball that knows about baseball is like the Dodgers are the best team we've seen in a long, long time. They are heavy, heavy favorites to win the World Series. And not everybody is wrong. They're not overrated. All right. They're highly rated, but they're not overrated. All right. But we'll see. Anything's possible. I still think it's early in the season, and they started the season with a lot of energy and went 8-0 with some luck on their side at home. So I feel like they kind of are where they should be at this point in time. And they probably should have lost a few of those games in that 8-0 run, but because they're so deep and so good, they didn't. And, they head on this road trip to the East Coast where it's cold and they're not comfortable. And the Phillies are a good team and the Nats are building and everyone's got them circled. So I feel like everything's going to be fine. So there you go. I said I wouldn't get into it. I lied. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. We'll talk.